Courage starts with showing up and letting ourselves be seen. Today, I have a story for you, a personal story about courage. I'm sharing this with you because, of course, in this day and age, we need courage, all of us. The framework, the basis of the story was that in December, I lost the last person in my generation above me. That was my mother-in-law. So suddenly after her passing, it was such a void. I felt orphaned, really, truly orphaned. All my parents were gone. And I didn't know how to grieve because even after all the other funerals, I didn't have the answer, I had so many questions. I could journal, I could meditate, and I didn't know. I needed to try something else. So, maybe a note on my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law was such a blessing for everybody who met her. Her funeral was absolutely full, was a party of people who were celebrating her life, full of love, full of joie de vivre. Really, it was a celebration of what is family, what is joy, what's happiness. So then when I was thinking of how to grieve for her, I thought, I really need to do something completely different. I need to go into some emotional places I haven't dared to go into. Then I figured, what is that one thing that I haven't done in my life because I was told when I was little that I couldn't do? That question, I give it to you, it's a gift. What is that one thing that you stopped doing because somebody in your childhood told you that you were really bad at? This just liberates so much. This opens your mind to who I am really. It's not a question of identity building, identity transformation, identity expansion. It's really about exploring the unknown, getting into the unknown. This is the thing that I did to grieve. So the answer to my question was singing. When I was a teenager, I belonged to big choirs, different choirs. And it was a way of being seen, the courage to be on a stage, but also it was a way of hiding because you are on a stage with all the other choir members. Anyhow, my attempt to be quiet was rather ridiculous because the conductor had a very good ear. And he actually discovered with these hundreds of girls singing that I was the one voice that sang out of tune. He stopped the rehearsal and he made it very noticeable to everybody that it was my fault that we had to rehearse that song so many times. Can you imagine that? The humiliation, the self-loathing that I felt after being the worst of all and everybody knowing it. I said, I will never, ever again sing under any circumstances. So, well, that is precisely what I did this time. I went and started asking for choirs. It's very interesting. When I was half decided to do this, I heard from many people that to find a choir in my neighborhood was impossible because there were no subsidies, because people were arguing with each other, because this was canceled, because there were no venues. That was so fascinating. I was half convinced to do it. So the universe did not organize itself for me because I was half convinced. So I became fully convinced. And how did I become fully convinced? Journaling, talking about it. It's very interesting. I don't know. It is a switch within you when you decide to do something. And when you really decide deeply that you're going to do it, the universe organizes itself. It really happens this way. I said I want a choir. I put a request on Facebook, the Facebook group of my neighborhood. Dear neighbors, do you know of a choir? Immediately. Yes, we're meeting on every week, this day, this time, around the corner from my house. And the day and time that they had was perfect in my agenda. The amount of money they charged monthly was perfect for my pocket. So I joined the choir. And it was fascinating because immediately I was asked to think of a song that I will sing. You heard it well. The choir was asking me to sing. Song of my choice. Oh, so I chose a song. And if they had already planned, I don't remember how many weeks it was, 6-8 weeks later, we were going to have a concert. And I thought, well, we're going to have a concert. We're going to sing all the songs that we will sing. My song, even if we start putting it now, it will not be ready. And I will never be ready to sing something like that in front of these women, in front of anybody. And let me tell you a little bit more about the choir. The choir was absolutely amazing. It was all women of my neighborhood. I live in the Netherlands. So who could go on Monday afternoon to an activity like this? So you had women who were retired. So ladies, quite old ladies, beautiful Dutch ladies, these Protestant ladies, bringing this vibrancy of the old Dutch tradition that I love. Then women there was a woman with some physical disabilities. She needed we call it a rollator. I'm going to investigate what is the word. She needed to use assistance to be able to move. So women who were ill, expats, a Chinese woman, an Italian woman, women who were bringing culture from other places. It was absolutely amazing because we sang in Spanish from me. We sang in Russian, in Kurd from Kurdistan, in Chinese, in Italian. We sang in a very specific dialect of the slaves, the Maroons in Suriname. We sang in that specific language. It was an amazing experience without my song. But we put that song. And I chose a song that was a song of my father, the song that my father sang to my mother to ask for her hand in marriage. And just to tell you, I get emotional. So it was really big courage because it was about showing up and being seen. I showed up every rehearsal and I allowed them to see me in all my vulnerability of being terrified of singing, because I have to tell you that these women are good. They sing fantastically, and I was really the worst of all of them. And I had to tell you that was fantastic as well, because if you are new following me, my background is that my childhood, I was Miss Perfect. Little Miss Perfect with 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 at school. So it's promoted in academia, promoting in corporate. I was Little Miss Perfect. And suddenly being the absolutely worst, that was so scary. It was a place of vulnerability, a place of showing up. Every rehearsal, I had panic to go. And I went out to the rehearsal trembling that I did it. I dared to sing. Finally, it came the concert. And really, at the last moment, I thought, we're not going to sing my song. Well, I tell you, I sang my song. They sang my song. The funny thing is that now when I listen to the video, I know that I'm not a good singer. I know it's pretty bad. Honestly, it's not as bad as I thought. And at the end of the day, the song was what the list of the priorities or the list of importance of why I did that. The reason why I did that was to help me grieve all my ancestors. And you know, it worked because I honor every single one, my father, my mother, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law. I just put them all together in this experience. And afterwards, I walk out with a feeling of this was worth it. This was worth it. A feeling of, if I can do this, what else I can do? If these women of all different backgrounds, with all their different inadequacies, with all their differences, can pull off such a wonderful result, what is possible? What is possible in community? What is possible with vulnerability? What is possible with showing up and allowing yourself to be seen? I invite you right now to close your eyes and connect with your childhood and ask that question. Is there one thing that you were asked, you were told that you could not do? Is there something you were told that you could not do? I was told I could not draw. I was told I couldn't manage money. I was told I couldn't cook. I was told I couldn't sing. Many things, you know. You too? Pick one. Pick one. And I invite you to start doing it in community. Start doing it in community. Start doing it badly. Allow others to listen to your song. Allow others to read your poems. Allow others to see how you're growing as a person. Show up and let yourself be seen. You are going to inspire others. Because you see, the future is the future of community. We are no longer to be little ourselves competing against each other. The future is about community. And we need to start learning how to do that. No matter the color of the skin, no matter the age you have, no matter the gender, no matter nothing. Go with your open heart. Do that thing that you never believed you could do. And after you see it, you will be able to open up and grow more spiritually. And this is to become a role model for the future generations, so that they actually start believing in the beauty of their dreams. I really hope this helped and inspire you to take courageous action, to build a life that really generates more life. Wishing you all the best. And now I'm going to play the song. Oh my God. I hope you don't hate it. Have a wonderful day.
San Marcos tiene la fama de las mujeres bonitas. San Marcos tiene la fama de las mujeres bonitas. También Acapulco tiene de diferentes caritas.